All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to elect, which you hold to be. Now, it's your brother Chowaya from GMS Chicago. Got a quick little lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, Puerto Ricans, and confusion of faces who bloodline go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who are Israelites, whose spirit bear witness that they are child of the Heavenly Father. And the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world English calls Jehovah God. And the name of the Heavenly Son is Yahweh Shai, who the world English calls Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christos, or Yeshua, Yeshaya, or Yahweh, you know. And pretty much, this is going into like, if we a body, if we call ourselves brothers and stuff, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to help one another, you know what I'm saying? Not just allow things to linger on, nor not give no warning, you know what I'm saying? So a brother can correct themselves, you know what I'm saying? Or even examine themselves in the first place, you know? This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 1. It says, again, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman. So according to Deuteronomy 1 and 7, we supposed to the men of the Lord is supposed to declare righteous judgment between brothers that's under them and brothers that's over them, man. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? We all are brothers keeper. You know what I'm saying? We're not no Edomites, the so-called white men, so-called Caucasian. Well, we're not just gonna say that we're not our brother's keeper like Cain did when it came down to Abel. He broke the brotherly covenant. We're Israelites. We're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Because we know ultimately doing that will get us destroyed. Verse 3, it says, if when he seeth the sword and come upon the land, he bloweth the trumpet and warn the people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we doing, According to Isaiah 50:81, it says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgressions and Jacob their sins. We come on the highways and byways, in season, out season, meaning all types of weather. You know what I'm saying? Out in the streets. And what do? We let Jake know. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, confusion of face, who look like heathens, who are Israelites, who spirit bear witness that they are Israelites. You know what I'm saying? We letting you know that, hey, guess what? You going off. You know what I'm saying? It also says in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in Apocrypha chapter 2 verse 1, it says, my son, if thou comest to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. So there's going to be things that's going to cause us to go off. There's going to be things that's going to cause men who already been where you're at, you know what I'm saying, to give you rebuke or give you correction, man. You know what I'm saying? So you could build, so you can be able to notice the same situation that you're going through between you and another brother. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to somebody else that's new and they looking up to you and they do the same thing to you, that you'll be able to have you'll be able to see through the spirit that you went through the same thing, and this brother or that brother is going through the same situation and stuff, and you know how to correct it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's watchmen. That's what watchmen do, man. They seek for the danger and stuff and correct it before it does any harm, man. It says, verse 4, it says, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. You know what I'm saying? So with us being brothers and stuff, we got to give each other a warning, man. You know what I'm saying? When a brother is going off on something and stuff, hey, we gotta let that brother know. You know what I'm saying? Not just let him just wallow in the mud. You know what I'm saying? The word wallow means to to roll around, and the word mud means in the dirt, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just gonna let him just well, you know what I'm saying? You figure it out, but we ain't giving you no hints. We ain't giving you no warning. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna figure it out if we ain't telling you nothing? You know what I'm saying? They ain't a brother at all. It says back in verse 4, it says, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet, whoever takes hear the warning and taketh not warning, meaning they don't take heed to it. It says, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. So guess what? When judgment comes, it'll be upon him. You know what I'm saying? Verse 5, it says, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. You know what I'm saying? So, brothers gonna get into a quarrel, you know what I'm saying? Like it says, Matthew 5:44, you know what I'm saying? Bless your enemies and stuff. Hey, those enemies are talking about brothers in the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Every single brother is not going to see eye to eye every single time. It's always going to be a certain situation and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if it's going off on one brother or it's going off on another brother and stuff, you give him warning. You know what I'm saying? You give him warning. Now if that brother is doing something that's causing him to go off, you know what I'm saying? Whether if it's respect to a person's, whether if it's not taking heed to the flaw that needs to be corrected and stuff, where it could like spread amongst the camp, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you need to check that brother, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need to check him, man. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? How can we call ourselves a brotherhood and stuff when nobody has nobody's back, man? You know what I'm saying? Hey, the scripture says in Proverbs 9:8, it says rebuke not a scorner lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man and he will love thee. You know what I'm saying? Because a wise man is going to take heed. It's like, oh, I'm going to examine this. You know what I'm saying? A brother saying that I'm doing this. Well, I don't do certain things to this brother, but I do certain things to that brother. And that's going off because that's a false balance, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord will jack you up for having a false balance, man. It says, verse 6, it says, but if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hands. You know what I'm saying? So with us being watchmen, we come on the highways and byways. We tell you, Jakes, we give you warning that, hey, if you continue the ways of the world, the Lord is going to jack you up. You know what I'm saying? That you're not going to have favor in judgment day. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be accused in judgment day. You know what I'm saying? And that's what brothers do, man. You know what I'm saying? We lay down our life for our brethren, man. You know what I'm saying? And even Apostle Paul said in 2 Corinthians 12:15, he says, the more I love, the less I be loved. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to become that brother, like it says in Proverbs 29:1, he that is often reproved harden his neck. You don't want to be one of those brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? If you can't see it, if you always got to have a rebuttal, this, that, and the other, you always got to have something to say, this, that, and the other. And what it says in Ecclesiastes 12:13, it says, it pretty much examined the whole matter. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do things decently in order, If we don't correct ourselves so we can tighten up and be more on point and stuff, then what's the point of a brotherhood? What'll be the point of it? Verse 7, it says, so thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth and warn them from me. You know what I'm saying? And it's always going to be correction because we in this flesh. You know what I'm saying? Scripture says in Romans 8:20 that our bodies are subject to vanity, man. You know what I'm saying? And meaning that we're going to always tend to go off. You know what I'm saying? We was made to go off. We in this flesh. You know what I'm saying? But there's always a correction that can be made, man. You know what I'm saying? One brother might not see that he needs to be corrected, but at the same time, the spirit of the Lord is upon the other brother, you know what I'm saying, to let him know that you are in need of correction, man. You know what I'm saying? Verse 8, it says, when I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, if thou does not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. You know what I'm saying? Meaning you going to get jacked up for the fact that you ain't give the brother warning. So now guess what? Now the brother is going off. You know what I'm saying? Now he's if he saves a situation respect to persons, man. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna respect one brother, but not respect you. You know what I'm saying? And if that continue on, that brother is going to get jacked up and you going to get jacked up because you ain't give him no warning. You ain't give him no correction. You know what I'm saying? Even though he may not see it, but it was on your spirit to be able to see a flaw in the brother. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not correcting it, how you a brother? How you a brother? How you showing love? You know, if I tell you that, hey, guess what? It's a hole in the ground. If you keep walking, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna fall in there and you might get hurt. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's kind of deep down there and stuff. You might break a leg. You know, if I'm giving you warning and stuff, I'm showing love. But if I don't tell you, it's like shit, you know, if he don't see it, then whoop the whoop. But evidently, if I'm contemplating in my own mind about this thing and stuff, then that means that I know that there's a danger in front of that brother, that there's a stumbling block in front of that brother. You know what I'm saying? And if he fall, guess what? That's on my hands, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, if he fall, that's on my hands. I'm going to get jacked up later on because guess what? Every single brother is supposed to watch over each other brother's souls. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing when it come down to the elect, because the elect, we understand, going to receive it, but at the same time, it's not going to be on our faults when it come down to the 2/3 because the 2/3 don't want to receive it. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? The blood is going to be upon their own heads. You know what I'm saying? Because we gave warning. You know what I'm saying? We like that bum in the movie that nobody wanted to listen to. You know what I'm saying? And we told them what was going on and stuff. So when the day came, when it come down to judgment day, when they was going to get jacked up, they can't say that nobody told them. You know what I'm saying? And as a brotherhood, guess what? You're going to let your brother know when he's going off, man. You're going to let your brother know when he's wrong in something. You know what I'm saying? So he can be able to examine himself so he can see what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And what the other brother was doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, because we supposed to grow in this thing, man. You know, verse 9, it says, nevertheless, if thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it. So if we give warning, you know what I'm saying, so the wicked can examine themselves, you know what I'm saying, and cause them to be like, okay, I was wrong with the whoop. You know what I'm saying? I can't have this mind frame, this, that, and the other and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Guess what he's going to do? Like it goes back to the Proverbs 9 and 8. You know what I'm saying? Rebuke a wise man, he will love thee. Why? Because he'll be able to recognize something, man. You know what I'm saying? Whether if it's in himself, you know what I'm saying, or whether if it's in another brother, so he could help that brother, man. Because the scripture says iron sharper iron, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we supposed to help one another, man. You know what I'm saying? Not look for each other's downfall. You know what I'm saying? Or just let things happen so a brother can fall. Especially if it's in your spirit and you know it and you don't give no correction. Guess what? That's gonna be blood on your head, man. You know. This is Sirach chapter 19, verse 13. It says, admonish a friend. You know what I'm saying? Because the word brother goes back to friend. You know what I'm saying? The word admonish means to warn. It says, admonish a friend. It may be he have not done it. And if he have done it, that he do it no more. You know what I'm saying? So when you give warning to your brother and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You put it in his mind where it's like, okay, this is the wrong way to go. You know what I'm saying? This is the wrong thing to do. Oh, I shouldn't do this. You know what I'm saying? Or I shouldn't do that, you know? And when you give warning and stuff, now he knows how to walk around that hole that's in the ground. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just still walking straight, you know? I'm going to skip to verse 17. It says, admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him. You know what I'm saying? And not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So we go into these scriptures, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the situation is that a brother is going through, or a brother that's not taking heed to and stuff. We go into the scriptures so they can receive it. Like through like the scripture says in Psalms 119, it says through thy precepts, I think it's 119 and 19, it says through thy precepts I get understanding. You know what I'm saying? So we go to the law, hoping that the brother perceive it, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it says give place to the law of the Most High. You know, that's what we do. This is Leviticus chapter 19 verse 17. It says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? You showing that you hate a brother if you're not trying to give him warning so he can correct himself. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're like Esau, who's waiting. It's like, he's still walking, you know. You know, they go that hole in the ground. He's still walking. You know what I'm saying? I know that it's right there, but I ain't telling them shit. You know what I'm saying? That shows hatred, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you're that type of brother who's waiting to see your brother get hurt. You know, they're waiting to see your brother fall, man. You know what I'm saying? It says, thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy brother, rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. You know what I'm saying? So if you see that a brother's going off, even if he can't see it, you still supposed to give him warning, man. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to give him warning no matter what, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's true love, man. You know? Hey, Lord, like it says in John 14 and 15, it says, if you love me, keep my commandments. And like it says in John, the 21st chapter, you know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai asked Peter 3 times, if you love me, feed my sheep. And when it come down to feeding my sheep, that's giving them correction. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that if they trying to build in the right standing of righteousness and stuff, let them know when they going off that they need to take heed to where they going off, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, because the scripture says, my sheep hear my voice, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, if a brother got a demon on him, if a brother got the wrong intent upon him, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have the right understanding, it's up to that other brother that perceives that to give that correction, man. You know what I'm saying? So his brother won't, so the other brother won't get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Because if he continue in that, you know what I'm saying, not only would that brother get destroyed, but you also get destroyed, man. And we all hoping not to receive destruction. We hoping that we receive salvation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like it says in Sirach, um, this is Sirach chapter 33, verse 17. It says, consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. You know what I'm saying? So we all trying to be on the same accord. You know, if we on the same accord, then we need to check ourselves, man. You know, that's why the scripture says, examine thyself. You know what I'm saying? Why do you be in the faith? You know, because guess what? Pride is a little piece of grass. You see it when it come down to the buildings. You know what I'm saying? When the grass and the vines, you got the little trees and stuff, and they start gripping onto the bricks. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that vine, it might be easily break and snap. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? It's breaking through that concrete, something you think that's real sturdy and strong. You know what I'm saying? That's what when you see, like when you walk down through the hood or through the streets or whatever your province is or wherever you live. You know what I'm saying? You see that little piece of grass and stuff. You know, you could plug that piece of grass with just your fingertips and stuff. But yet it's breaking through concrete. That's what pride do. You know what I'm saying? That's what Satan does. You know what I'm saying? You know, Satan see a little hole in that armor. He's going to chip away at that. You know what I'm saying? Until he be able to pierce your flesh. You know? Uh, this is Ephesians. No, so like this is Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. It says, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. It says, for if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. You know what I'm saying? So when a brother's being tempted by Satan to not be able to perceive that he's going off this, that, and the other and stuff, guess what? One brother, it will be on the spirit of the Lord be on one brother, be able to see it and stuff. It's like, oh, let me hurry up and catch my brother. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look, my brother, he's falling and stuff. Let me catch him. You know what I'm saying? Like how you got that whole little trust test. You know what I'm saying? When somebody's standing behind you and you're supposed to just lean back and fall and they supposed to catch you, that's how it is when it comes down to this truth, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, even a brother could probably see that he's not even falling and stuff. You know what I'm saying? A brother can see that a brother can see that he's not falling. You know what I'm saying? But another brother can see that he's falling. You know what I'm saying? So what a brother gonna do? He's gonna catch him. When it come down to an enemy will let you fall. Somebody that hates you will let you fall. Won't say nothing to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Will let you continue in your wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that it's gonna be blood upon their head if they consider the watchman and blood upon another brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like it says in Leviticus 19 and 17, it says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's going to let you just fall and not give you warning, you know what I'm saying? So you can take heed to examine yourself so you can get better one with another and stuff. That's an enemy, man. You know what I'm saying? That's no brother at all, man, because he's looking for your fall, man. You know what I'm saying? And it says, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he have not another to help him up. You know what I'm saying? So how can we be a brotherhood if we're gonna let our brother fall? You know what I'm saying? You know, because when he fall and ain't warning given to him and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? He gonna fall, man. You know, he gonna bust his stuff. He gonna hit the back of his head on that concrete. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? The brother that had the when the spirit was upon him to give him warning and stuff, he just let him fall. He just stepped back instead of calling. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no brother at all, man. You know, verse verse 11, it says again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. You know what I'm saying? So if brothers are always helping one another and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the brother's not able to take heed, the brother is fasting, the brother's doing I'm saying? If we doing that, hey, guess what? We're gonna get strong enough so we could be a three chord, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got a knife, no matter how sharp it is, if you got three cords of rope tied around each other and stuff, you're gonna have to swing that knife again. You know what I'm saying? Just so you could cut the whole rope apart, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, because it's not easily done. You know that. You know, and that's brothers building up each other to be strong, man. You know what I'm saying? So we can learn from one another. So we can grow strong with one another. So if we out there prophesying and stalker comes up and stuff, guess what? We know that each brother got each other's back, man. You know? This is verse 13. It says, better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king who will no more be admonished. You know what I'm saying? That's a stubborn heart, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who just don't want to, no, you I don't, no, you don't receive it. You know what I'm saying? Steady bucking up. Just not giving no type of examination to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can't tell them nothing. They just right and you wrong and stuff. And not even considering if they may be wrong and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, guess what? You gonna get destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody can save you. You can't even save yourself. You can't even deliver yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't even do the right words to help yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't receive nothing from nobody, man. You know, there's plenty of examples that been in this truth and couldn't perceive that. And I damn sure don't want to be one of those people, man. Oh, I don't want to be the one who think that I'm above correction from a younger brother or older brother because correction is above all things, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't want to be the one who can't receive correction now. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture says, let the righteous smite me. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean actually getting hit by one of the righteous men. That's talking about let the righteous give you correction. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the ones who did not get receive correction from none of the righteous, and then Yahushua coming back and he talking about I have not known you. I gave you warning. This brother, that brother was trying to tell you that you need to check this and check that, and you didn't want to receive it. Now I don't know you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't received me. Because like the scripture says, he that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's all through the spirit, man. You know, this is this is Amos chapter 3, verse 3. It says, can two walk together except they be agreed? You know what I'm saying? You know? So how can we be a strong brotherhood? You know what I'm saying? How can we be real strong with one another and stuff if we're not walking on the same path? You know, if you got one that can't see and one that does see, then how can you be agreed? You know? Evidently there gotta be some sort of correction, some sort of balance, man, because that's a false balance, man. You know? This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26. It says, be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. You know what I'm saying? So if brother getting in certain situation and stuff, you're not supposed to, oh, I'm not gonna tell him anything. I'm just gonna go about my business. Well, all the entire time you being vexed and vexed and vexed because his brother's inquiring what's wrong because the brother see that something's going on with you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's a real brother that want to see what's wrong with you because he's worried about your well-being. Unlike Cain, who did not care about Abel, you know what I'm saying, who killed his own brother, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you don't let the sun suffer upon thy wrath, if you got a problem, you bring that brother over, you talk to him, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the other. Of course, he's going to inquire a little bit more because he might not see what's going on, and it might take a little time for him to see it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't just let the brother just, oh, he's vexing me, he's vexing me, and just continue on and stuff. You pretty much like a bottle that's being shaken up that's ready to explode, man. Like a champagne glass. When you shake it, you know what I'm saying, for forever so long and stuff, you know what I'm saying, what happens? The liquid bubble up and stuff until it pops open the cork, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's not a wise thing to do. Verse 27, it says, neither give place to the devil. You know what I'm saying? So if you hold back your warning, you know what I'm saying, if you're not trying to come to this brother and tell him what's going on, this, that, and the other and stuff, you know what I'm saying, guess what? Satan is grasping you, man. You know, Satan is carving a hole in that armor, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's deceiving you. You know what I'm saying? Starting to cause you to be carnal minded and not spiritually minded, man. You know what I'm saying? This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 16. It says, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth according to the effectual working in the measure of every part. You know what I'm saying? So we all the body, man. You know what I'm saying? We all help one another. When a brother is lacking somewhere, we come to help that brother in that lacking, man. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. And it says make increase of the body onto the edifying of itself in love. You know what I'm saying? You know? So it's love when we correct each other, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not scold. You know what I'm saying? We're not sitting up here trying to like, oh yeah, I want to get on him, this, that, and yet. I want to tell him a piece of my mind. No, we ain't on that, man. You know what I'm saying? We doing this because we all want to be saved, man. You know what I'm saying? We see these brothers all the times on the highways and byways, you know what I'm saying, doing their videos. You know what I'm saying? If they going off, we're gonna give them correction, man. That's what our elders do. That's what the apostles do. You know what I'm saying? If a brother going off on a certain sit down, they do a sit down on it, man. You know what I'm saying? So they can be corrected. And guess what? The spirit is gonna guide them to that sit down so they can see that they're going off. You know what I'm saying? You know? That's what we do, man. We watch out for each other's back. You know what I'm saying? But when it come down to these 2/3, guess what? 2/3, they have sex with your girl. That's not having your back. That's not being your brother. Smile in your face, yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Pass the blunt, woo to woo and stuff. And they over here having sex with your woman, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't these 2/3 niggas. We hoping to be the hopeful elect, the 144 or the 144,000 or the 1/3. So we gonna act accordingly, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna act accordingly as brothers, man. We ain't gonna say we're brothers and not act like brothers. We ain't no fakes. We ain't no flunkies in here. You know what I'm saying? You know, we the real deal. That's why we can have peace, and all these other people can't have no peace. You know, this First Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1. It says, now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away onto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. You know what I'm saying? Because before we came to the truth, what we was doing the ways, we was committing adultery. You know what I'm saying? We was eating pork, shrimp, lobster, catfish, calamari. You know what I'm saying? We was baby back ribs, which is unlawful. You know what I'm saying? Eating cat abominable things. You know what I'm saying? You know, eating raw meat, bloody meat. You know what I'm saying? Meat that's not fully cooked, well done. You know what I'm saying? We was doing all those things, getting tattoos and stuff, because we didn't know who we were. But when we came into the truth, we found out who we were. You know what I'm saying? And we stopped doing those things that we once done. Right? Verse 3, it says, wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of the Most High Yahweh calleth Yahweh Shai accursed, and that no man can say that Yahweh Shai is the Lord but by the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because it got to be given on to you, man. You know, verse 4, it says, now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same power which worketh all in all. You know what I'm saying? And it says, but the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. It says, so everybody got different operations when it come down to this truth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's given a certain gift to help out the whole body. It says, verse 7, it says, but the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. It says, for to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same Spirit giving these different diversities administrations. Verse 9, it says, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues, meaning understanding different languages and be able to speak languages. Verse 11, it says, but all these worketh that one and the self same Spirit, dividing to every man severely as he will. And it says, for as the body is one and have many members, and all the members of that one body being many are one body, so also is Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? So we come in the body of Yahweh Shai. You know, you got the hand, you know what I'm saying? The hand can do more than what the foot can. You know, the hand can do different operations than the foot would. You know what I'm saying? The knee does a different operation of the butt cheek, you know what I'm saying? Or the elbow, you know what I'm saying? You know, the head of the neck does different operations. You know, the brain does different operations than the other organs, like the kidney, like the pancreas, like the scrotum, the prostate. You know what I'm saying? Like the genitalia, this, that, and the other. Everybody, every part of the body has its own work. You know what I'm saying? That helps one another. You know, for 100%. You know. Verse 13, it says, "For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles." And Gentiles go back to the Hellenista, you know what I'm saying, which means Hellenista, which means Jews who don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Because like before we came into this truth, we was Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? Before we even start speaking upon the Bible and stuff, we was out in the world doing the same stuff that the 2/3 are doing right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, but we were brought into remembrance who we are. You know what I'm saying? And we changed our ways to actual way that we actually are, which is a child of Israel. You know, which is a child of Israel. You know, it says, "Whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many." You know what I'm saying? You know, it says, because you got the arm, you got the hands, you got the tricep, the bicep. You know what I'm saying? You got the shoulders, you got the chest, you got the neck, you got the head, you got the lips, you got the eyes, you got the ears, you got the nose. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Your ears can't smell nothing. Your nose can't see anything. You know, your you know, you know. It says verse 14, it says, "For the body is not one member, but many." It says, "If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body?" You know what I'm saying? So if the hand is saying that it's not the foot, you know what I'm saying, but isn't it still part of the body? You know, but it just got its own office. You know what I'm saying? You can grasp things with your hands, but you can't grasp things with your foot. You know, it says, but it's still part of the body. Verse 16, it says, "And if the ears shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body?" You know what I'm saying? It is part of the body. You know what I'm saying? Because the eye sees everything. You know what I'm saying? You got you know, you can see on the side, you can look straight, and yet you got peripheral vision. You know what I'm saying? That's what your eyes do. You know what I'm saying? You know, but when it comes down to your ears hear things. You know what I'm saying? From small sounds to loud sounds. You know what I'm saying? You know, different offices. Verse 16, so like in verse 17, it says, if the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? You know, so if you was just if the whole body was just the eye and stuff, how would you be able to hear when something's coming? You know what I'm saying? And you're only looking in one direction, you know, because that's the office of the eyeball. It says, if the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? You know what I'm saying? So if you was just hearing everything and stuff, but it was just, and you could just smell, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you was able just to hear, you know what I'm saying, then you wouldn't be able to smell nothing. You know what I'm saying? That was if the whole body was just the ear. You know what I'm saying? Verse 18, it says, "But now have the Most High set the members, every one of them, in the body as it had pleased him." It says, "And if they were all one member, where were the body?" You know what I'm saying? So if we all just was the eye, then where's the rest of the body? You know, because the eyeball can't walk nowhere. It's just, it can't roll around of itself. You know what I'm saying? Because all this operation to do is to look. You know what I'm saying? To see. You know what I'm saying? Peripheral vision, to see left and right, this, that, and the other, even though you're looking straight. You know, that's all its office. It can't think. You know what I'm saying? It can't make a walk forward. You know what I'm saying? It can't grasp anything. You know what I'm saying? It can't jump. It can't run. You know what I'm saying? It can't walk. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not its office. It says, verse 20, it says, "But now are they many members, yet but one body." You know what I'm saying? It says, "And the eye," it says, and the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? I mean, you thinking about this stuff, you can't explore this, that, and the other and stuff. You can't really conjure up thoughts. You can't really conjure up different ideas and stuff. You can't do anything in that, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't have no experience, because you ain't going nowhere. You just stuck in one place. You know what I'm saying? And it says, verse 22, it says, nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. You know what I'm saying? So think about this. If you ain't had no toenails, how is you gonna be able to just simply, you'll carefully put on your socks? You know what I'm saying? You'll carefully walk about because you got something rubbing on that raw meat because you don't got no toenails. You know what I'm saying? Try walking around without a pinky toe. You'll be easily to fall over. Try grabbing something without no pinky finger or no thumb. You know what I'm saying? You'll be out of luck. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 24, it says, for our comely parts have no need, but the Most High have tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lack. You know what I'm saying? Because it helps out. You know what I'm saying? It might seem like something simple. You know what I'm saying? The skin might seem something simple and stuff, but the skin can take certain temperatures. You know what I'm saying? Raw meat can't take certain temperatures. You know what I'm saying? Try to have like a sore, open cut and stuff, and you take a shower, that it's gonna feel hotter on that open sore than it does on the skin. You know what I'm saying? So it helps. It says verse 25, it says that there should be no schism in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another. You know what I'm saying? That schism, that word schism, it says a rent, schisma. It says a rent, metaphorically a decision. You know what I'm saying? A split or gap, literally figuratively division, rent, schism. You know what I'm saying? And what causes that? A demon. You know what I'm saying? If a brother got a demon on him and another brother sees that and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to nip that in the bud right away. You don't let it fester so it can spread amongst the body. You know what I'm saying? If you got a virus, guess what you're gonna do? If you got a cold, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get medicine. You know what I'm saying? The white blood cells, what are they gonna do? They're gonna come and attack the virus. You know what I'm saying? So it can be spewed out of your body, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes down to the sweat, when you sweat out impurities. You know what I'm saying? The impurities stayed in you. The body can be affected, man. You know what I'm saying? So every brother got a certain part. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that we all have, is to be able to see different things when a brother is weak, when a brother can't recognize certain things and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But another brother can recognize it. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? That's us looking after each other's souls, man. So we can help one another. So we can sharpen our iron amongst each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Is it like it said, but that the members should have the same care one for another. You care for your body. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to care for another brother, man. You know what I'm saying? If he down in the dumps, you're going to try to figure out, you're going to try to cheer him up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to let him have that woe is me spirit so he can get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So his sins won't weigh him down, so he keep going and keep pushing forward so he can receive salvation just like everybody else want to receive, man. Verse 26, it says, and whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. You know what I'm saying? So if that schism is just growing and growing, guess what? Now the foot, you know what I'm saying, is infected. Now your leg infected. Now your kneecap infected. Now your thigh. Now the other leg is infected. Now your mid waist, you know what I'm saying? Your abdomen is messed up. Your chest is messed up. Your arms and stuff. And then eventually, when it comes down to the foot and the leg, now you go to the doctor. The doctor's like, well, you allow this to continue for so long, we're going to have to amputate your leg. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that. You want to catch the virus right then and there. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to allow it to keep going, man. And that's how demons work upon the body, man. You know what I'm saying? It says verse 27, and it's my last scripture. It says, verse 26. It says, and whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it, or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to rejoice that it's like, oh, I'm glad that I caught this virus. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have been worse. You know what I'm saying? You're going to rejoice. You know what I'm saying? Your body going to feel better. You know what I'm saying? Your body going to feel better. The fact that when it came down to the virus and stuff, that you caught it and you nipped it in the butt so it wouldn't spread and stuff. Now you still got all your limbs. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're going to feel good that you can still walk around, that you're not in a wheelchair. You're going to feel good that you ain't had to get your leg or your arm or nothing amputated, man. You know what I'm saying? Or to be a vegetable for your entire life. You're going to be glad. You're going to rejoice. You know what I'm saying? Verse 27, it says, now ye are the body of Yahawashi and the members in particular. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, man. We a body, man. So we going to help one another regardless of anything, man. You know what I'm saying? Because like Apostle Paul died. He got stoned. He got killed. You know what I'm saying? People was trying to, the Israelites was trying to kill him. You know what I'm saying? In Greece and Corinth. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? Like it says in Galatians 4:16, it says, am I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? You know what I'm saying? All he was doing was helping. You know what I'm saying? He was doing his duty to help his brethren, even if they liked it or not and stuff. And that's what we doing when it comes down to this brotherhood. We're going to do this regardless of anything, whether you like it or not and stuff, because this is our due diligence, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like the scripture says, he that watereth himself, man. You know what I'm saying? That helps us and the other brother that we corrected, you know? And I hope this video was edifying. And I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to apostles of great millstone and salutations to the elect, which we hope to be. Shalom and a bob of ball.